their makeup is, how nice their agbada looks. You know, I like the color of your shoe. Will you give it to me? You know, in case your neighbor is not talking to you, you have my permission to change your seat. Oh. And you must make sure they give you 5 compliments about you. So you must be counting. All right. Thank you very much. A big round of applause for yourself. Now, I just need to mention as well that this particular town hall meeting is being broadcast on our radio station, Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. So if you have people who are not here, maybe because of work constraints or some other engagements, they can listen live on radio on Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. So everything we discuss here, every conversation, every question is not just ending in this room. The whole world is listening to us. I think we need to give a round of applause for that. All right, so to give us an insight as to why we're here today, Lagos Talks has a hierarchy of leadership, starting from our managing director of Megalectrics and the CEO himself, whom we'll bring up later. However, the team of Lagos Talks has someone who is spearheading it. And I'm going to bring her momentarily to tell us the reason why we're here, why we had to have this set up and have the leaders in the community be here this Thursday morning. And in a moment, I would like to bring to the microphone the programs director for the station. The programs director for the station, that's Lagos Talks 91.3 FM, who is the one who leads the team. We're a lot of presenters like myself, and she's at the helm leading the team to give us an insight as to why we are here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinguished pleasure to introduce to some and present to others Miss Ife Igwe. A round of applause, please.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To the distinguished chairman, Agboyi-Ketu, Mayor Dele Eshinowo, my managing director for Megalectrics Limited, Mr. Chris Ubosi, the Obas that are here, the speakers and all the attendees, thank you so much for making it a point to join us today at our town hall meeting, Agboyi-Ketu edition. My name, as he introduced, is Ife Igwe. I'm the programs director for Lagos Talks 91.3. A few months ago, we made it a note to ensure that we are stepping in as a media organization to, as usual, contribute to nation building. Now, we do understand that there are several stakeholders in nation building. We, of course, have the populace, we have the media, we have the government, and we all have to work hand in hand to ensure that the better Nigeria, the future Nigeria that we all so desire, is a reality. The overarching theme for the Lagos Talks Town Hall meetings is bridging the gap between the government and the governed. We want to make it a point that the citizens, the electorates, have the opportunity to liaise or to dialogue with their leaders. You know, the leaders are here to serve us all. And so we thought to make it a point. This is the second edition, and we're hoping that it's going to be much bigger and much better. We're going to have a series of panel sessions. We would have our keynote speaker who's going to be presenting a few words to us. And you also get to contribute and ask questions, because that's the whole point. So it's not about the leaders coming to talk to you, as always. It's going to be a conversational event today. So once again, I welcome you all and have an enjoyable moment today at our town hall meeting.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Please, I think she deserves another round of applause. So that is my delectable Oga at the top. We have a lot of distinguished ladies and gentlemen here in this auditorium today, and formality and necessity betokens that we acknowledge their presence appropriately. Of course, we'll start from the man at the helm of the Agboyi-Ketu LCDA, in none other than the executive chairman himself, Mayor Dele Oshinowo. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much, sir. We're a pleasure to have you. We have our royal fathers, because we are of African heritage and we respect the role of monarchy and leadership. And of course, it's our distinguished pleasure to have here with us His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Isiaka Oyero Adetutu Balogun, Oba of Ketu Koshofe Land, Ilufemiloye 1. Kabiesi, you're welcome, sir. And we also have here Alayeluwa Oba Engineer Oladega Akimasha 1, the fourth Olu of Agboyi Land as well. Kabiesi, you're welcome. One of our keynote speakers who will be delving into the conversation we're having today is none other than the Honorable Commissioner of Wealth Creation and Employment, Honorable Mrs. Yetunde Arobike. She's also here this morning. You're welcome, ma. We have members of the All Progressive Congress who are here, but predominantly represented by the Treasurer for Lagos State in person of Honorable Abiodun Ahigwe is also here this morning. Thank you very much. We also have students who left their holiday to be here today from the comprehensive high school, the junior and the senior secondary school, right? Can you wave your hands where you are? There's a round of applause for them. They came with their teachers, and the Nigerian Union of Teachers also escorted them there here. They're also right there behind. Please, a round of applause for them. All right, so like I mentioned, Lagos Talks has different hierarchies of leadership, and apart from the program's director who spoke with us moments ago, the entire company is under a brand name, Megalectrics, and we're privileged to have a very amazing leader and the CEO and founder of the company, and is here with us today. In a brief remark, he's going to tell us the vision of the station, the vision of this town hall, and how Megalectrics is taking giant strides to change Lagos one LCDA or LGA at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinguished pleasure to welcome Mr. Chris Ubosi, the MD, CEO, Megalectrics. Please, a round of applause for him, so that they'll give me bonus at the end of the month.
My student, they give bonus. Good morning. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I want to start by thanking everybody for taking time out to come here. I mean, it's a Thursday, it's a busy day, and I'm really glad to have you all here. Lagos Talks started 6 years ago. We had other brands in our stable, which included Beat FM, Niger FM, Classic FM. But it took a certain amount of, we had built our credibility, and we had built a level of trust with our listenership. And so we could now delve into what I consider the most difficult aspect of radio, which is talk radio. That's when we started Lagos Talks. Because it's a platform to speak the voice, to speak for the voiceless. It's a platform to, it's a channel to express the desires, the things that people cannot say themselves. We were the voice for the voiceless, so to speak. You know how it is. It's always, you hardly find somebody calling to say he has had 24 hours light. He calls in to say he hasn't had light. So it's always bad news. It's always, you know, so what we do is try and create a place where we can hear from the people and have those responsible respond, give them also an avenue to respond. And that's what we've successfully done over the last 6 years. A couple of months ago, we started the first Lagos Talks town hall meetings. The first one was in our host community, the Obalende LCDA, where we had our executive chairman and we had the honorary member representing Etiosa too. It was the first one. It was hugely successful. And so we took a poll of online poll of where to start, where to do the second one. And I'd like to, at this point, thank our host, our executive chairman, Honorable Mayor Oshino, for his help. He's been amazing. Graciously gave us this hall to use and graciously provided everything you see on the way in here. He's been wonderful, and this is actually a more special one. It's the second, but it's more special because it is indeed our 6th anniversary. Lagos Talks is actually 6, and we're being hosted. So your colleague was jealous that we are doing it here, but instead of in our house in Obalende, but we're Lagosians, and this is also our home. So thank you very much. I want to thank the honorable member representing Koshofetu, the Honorable Femi Said. Thank you very much, sir. I want to thank our other speakers, Alaja Kafira Togbara. I want to thank Shino Loremiko, and also, of course, our mommy, Honorable Mrs. Yetunde Arobieke. Thank you very much. We have had interactions upstairs, and from what I see, what I've heard and in listening to them, I think we're in for a very good time. We're in for, the theme of the whole thing is the governed and the listening to a platform for the governed to speak to for the governors to speak to the ungoverned. You know what I mean. So given what I've interacted with them, I think there's going to be a lot of interactions. I urge us to be polite and to be constructive in our criticisms, whatever we do. And again, thank you very much for coming, and let's all have a good time today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, a round of applause one more time for Mr. Chris Ubosi. Thank you for that welcome address. Whilst we were speaking, the honorable member representing Koshofetu for the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Femi Said, is also with us. Please, let's give him a round of applause. You're welcome, sir. He's one of our panelists today, and he'll be speaking amongst many others in the course of the program. We have different civil society groups and organizations that are also in our midst today, and a couple of them will be giving us a goodwill message just to let us know how they also are contributing to this larger conversation. Now, remember that I said whatever we say here is being broadcast to the world. People are watching us on Facebook. People are watching us on YouTube. So it's not just within here that this conversation is ending. It's going to far-reaching places. And remember, the questions you ask here is not to attack the people who are at the helm of affairs. It's to find out, give suggestions, and make concise contributions. So please don't see this as an opportunity to throw arrows figuratively at those who are at the helm of affairs. So we have two people from the civil society groups, Comrade Alex Omotehinshe, that's the president for Center for Human and Socio-Economic Rights, CHSR, as well as Mr. Shina Lori Mika from Laxop. Mr. Shina is here this morning as well. Please, a big round of applause for him. Okay, so having introduced them, I'd like to bring for a short goodwill message from the Lagos State Civil Society Partnership. I'm guessing that Mr. Comrade Alex Omotense is the one who would speak on their behalf. Please, a round of applause to... Yes, please come, sir, just to give a goodwill message from the civil society groups who are also in partnership with us, contributing and working with us to nation building and the development of Lagos.
Good morning, everybody. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. On behalf of the Lagos Civil Society Partnership, I want to welcome you all. Fine. I belong to this constituency. I am glad this event is coming up here, hosted by a sitting chairman, a working chairman, Honorable Mayor Dele Oshinowo. And I have my honorable here, who is representing the Koshofe constituency too, also a promise keeper, Honorable Femi Said. You're welcome. Our royal fathers, you are all welcome. It's a very good development that we are having a radio station bringing out event like this. And it's going to be an opportunity for people to discuss with their representatives. Those of you who have seen the good being done by the chairman, please, it's good for you to say it out here. And if there is any error, say it out. As a civil society organization and human rights activists, we are trained to condemn and commend. If you have done anything good, we commend you. That does not mean if you hear tomorrow, we will not oppose you. The good people of Agboyi-Ketu, the good people of Koshofe, I welcome you all to this hall. Our message is that a big thank you to Lagos Talks for bringing down this event, and we pray that a similar event will come up next at Ikosisheri, because under Koshofe we have 2 LCDAs, Agboyi-Ketu and Ikosisheri, so that the grassroots will feel the government and we have opportunity to hear their views. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your goodwill message. And he mentioned our royal fathers who are here with us this morning, and honor betokens that we have them speak to us and we have their royal blessing. And after that, we're going to, because the LCDA, under the leadership of Honorable Mayor Dele Oshinowo, has achieved some strides in the course of his administration. So we would be bringing those things to you. So before you start to say, my local government or LCD hasn't done anything, at least you can see some of the things that have been done. And then when you are asking your questions, you know where and how to direct them. But before that, please, it's my singular honor and distinguished pleasure to bring for amongst the 2 royal fathers for the first goodwill message, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Isiaka Oyiro Adetutu Balogun. He is the Oba of Ketu Koshofe land, Ilufemiloye 1. Kabiesi, please, we'd just like to have you speak to us.
Thank you so much. I welcome everybody to this occasion. My Honorable, the Chairman, Agboyi-Ketu SCDA, Honorable Oladele Oshinawa, thank you so much. My Honorable Commissioner, Otumba Mrs. Arobeke Yetunde, you are welcome too. Our representative in the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Femi Said. I'm sorry, that name is about missing. You are welcome also. This is a town hall meeting for which everybody has the right and opportunity to say one or two things as it affects individual. As for me, my chairman has been wonderfully performing in this place. Not to say that sometimes we may not have some issues to disagree and agree with at the long run. But I'm sure if he has to be rated, he will have scored above 90%. Thank you so much. I really appreciate my Alailua, the Olo of Agboyi, Kabesi, Monsuru, Oladega, for having that time to attend this kind of meeting. Thank you so much. I have to say thank you to everybody and put a comma to where we have reached so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause.
Lagos Talks.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for Kaviesi. We also have another royal father with us today, in person of Alayelua Oba Engineer Oladega Akimasha I. He's the fourth Olu of Agboyi land. He also will just give us a short remark, and then after that, please pay attention to the multimedia screens.
Good morning to you all. Please permit me to stand on the established protocol. Mayor Dele Oshinawa, the chairman of Agboyi-Ketu local government, Honorable Mrs. Yetunde Arobieke, Honorable Femi Said, and all other executive members here present. You are all welcome to this Lagos Talk Town Hall meeting, 91.3 FM today. It is a great honor to be here today, and one of the good things in community is to have interaction between the people who are in the government and the people who are they are governing. And this is the first step I think our able chairman has done today, and we commend you for this. As we all know, Yoruba said, "Tegun ba jore, ori aya atokun." It is good that we know what that is doing that bring this one to here today. And I want to tell you, out of the whole Lagos State chairman, I think is one of the best chairman we have. And that is why during the second time election, there was nobody to contest with him. That is a sign of a good work and hard work of a leadership. Mayor Dele Oshinowo, I commend you today, and I pray you should be doing more of this. And God will be with you to the end of your time. As the custodian of tradition and culture, it will be advisable for me to speak in the language that I was being governed on. Mo kí gbogbo èyí tẹ́ wà níbí lénìí tí ẹ wá sí town hall meeting tá a ṣe ń bí tí SCDA wa Agboyi SCDA tí wọ́n organize. Tẹ́ bá wò ẹ máa rí pé irú nǹkan báyìí ó dára púpọ̀ nítorí wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni ò ní àǹfààní láti bá chairman sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀ láti meet ẹ ju pé kàgàn máa ju wọ́n sí wọn nu mọ́tò lọ. Àǹfààní lélẹ́yìí máa jẹ́ fún yín láti béèrè ní tẹ́ bá fẹ́ béèrè ń bí lénìí. Pàápàá yín tẹ́ wá látàgbòyí níbi tí mo ti wá mo mọ̀ kí ẹ̀yin ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ kan tẹ́ máa béèrè ń bí kẹ́ béèrè ń bí lénìí. So irú àǹfààní báyìí ló dáa láti organize nítorí pé ó máa mú tẹ̀síwájú bá ìlú ni kò ní jẹ́ pé a kàn máa gbọ́ pé a kàn máa complain nílé dẹ̀ nǹkan tá fẹ́ complain fún a ní àǹfààní láti rí eléyà fún yín láǹfààní láti ṣe. So mo kí gbogbo yín pé ẹ káàbọ̀ ẹ ṣé o. God bless you all.
Politics is not just about elections. Governance is not just about insult from the people and road construction from the government. It starts and ends with a dialogue. Brace up for the second edition of the Lagos Town Hall Meetings, 25th of August, 8 a.m. at Tam Royal Event Center, Agboyi-Ketu. Then the panelist, Tam Royal Event Center, Agboyi-Ketu. Then the panelist, Mayor Dele Oshinowo, Chairman, Agboyi-Ketu LCDA, Honorable Femi Said, House of Assembly Member, Koshofe Constituency 2, Shino Loremikon, Executive Secretary, Lagos Civil Society Partnership for Development, Alhaja Kafilat Ogbara, Commissioner at Lagos State Audit Commission and candidate for Koshofe Federal Constituency. Keynote Speaker, Honorable Mrs. Yetunde Arobieke, Honorable Commissioner of Wealth Creation and Employment. To attend Lagos Talks Town Hall Meetings at Agboyi-Ketu Edition, send your name, age, profession, and telephone number to events@lagostalks.com or simply call 0809 2222 913 with the same information to reserve your seat. So, reserve your seat today. Limited seats available.
Sorry, I thought they've been doing a lot of empowerment programs in this community.
Yes, they'll be doing a lot of empowerment programs. We are just hearing about it. We are hearing about it, but we are not seeing it. You can just maybe on the TV that you hear that, okay, at Lagos State, TV, LTV, and all this TVC, that they are doing empowerment. There's people to come. Most time, people don't go because they'll be like, oh, this is Lagos State. It's a lie, and all these things. People don't believe, though. But we are just hearing. We are not seeing. They should bring it to the area. If they really want people to do, they should bring it. It's not like they should just push it to them. They should bring it to them so that they will be able to do what they can do.
My name is Lawal Solomon. I drive Keke Napep. First of all, although the road are bad, but it's working on it the way normal local need to work on it.
Are there any challenges like water, light, roads, any challenges you face?
Normal on this area, they don't like water a lot. Because if there's water, people will not be going around fetching water or asking all the smallers to fetch water for them. So water is one part of the road again. Because the road is not motorable at all.
I can see a road network going on. Well, I think we have some uncompleted one that is still ongoing. Then other things we are facing here is there's no tap-borne water. There's no water. Everybody.
So the challenge you're facing here is that there's no water.
There's no water.
What other challenges?
Everybody buy water or provide water by himself. At least government is supposed to provide water. Another thing is, there is little challenges on insecurity in the environment for now. But I can say government is trying on light in this area.
Okay, so what advice do you have for the government on this, this whole challenges that they are facing?
The government should come up and bring a very good strategy on security, and let there be water supply in the area because people are suffering for water. Then uncompleted road network, they should hasten up and complete the road network.
Only breed, not be cocoa, not the first thing. Breed. If you breed, enter. Problem go. Friend no go too much. Before if you reach there, the time go see boat, go they sit down. But if you breed there, no shame motor go enter. But now, no motor, no fit enter. No only boat.
Nothing change. For the past 5 years, everything is still done the same thing. There are nothing changes for this area at all.
What will be the challenge when they face gone for this area? The serious challenge when they face?
We get a problem of light and road and other things. Many things like water, light, the road is very, very bad for some area here.
Okay. Yes, I was once living at Alakpere before I went to Bagada. So I spent like 5 years at Alakpere.
Okay. But you have a shop here, your business is here?
Yes, I had one before. I had one shop before at Estate Road.
Okay. So the 5 years you live in Alakpere, what would you say is the changes you saw since this new government?
I don't really stay at Alakpere, but my shop too is not at Alakpere.
No, but when you were living there, what were the changes you saw that you say, oh, this government is trying or they're not trying?
They tried with the road on Estate Road. I can testify about that because my shop was once there. So the road was changed. We have a better road there. Then the electricity too was okay too.
Insecurity, touts, as in fights most of the time, but not all the time, but most time, like the other day the way she said, we ran from here down to the other street, Kazim Junction, before we can get transportation. There's no transport. Everybody needs to run for their lives because everywhere was scattered already. Because lack of security is really disturbing us in this area. Not even only this area, like Koshofe is still under this place, Agility, My 12, everywhere around Alakpere. We are not secured at all.
For me, since when they enter for this Agboyi-Ketu, for me, I never see any changes. So I never see any change because we are passing through all the chairman, they want to enter. They say that this one want to prepare, want to do something good for us. So after we do the election finish, we cannot see anything. So they only promise us. They will give us shop, they will give us market, but after they enter the election, so nothing.
So what are the specific challenges that you face, in this environment?
The challenge we are facing here, no business, nothing, no market. Since when they enter, no market, nothing good at all. Everybody, we are just managing ourselves. We are just managing. Nothing good is coming out.
We need more security. Because all those guys that have been killing, let me say, more than 2 weeks now, everywhere was so clouded because business is no more moving like before. We close very early nowadays because of those cuties. We need more security in Alakpere.
So what is, the advice that you give to the government?
The advice I'm going to give them is to provide more security, maybe policemen or, let me say, we need more security, Sha. That is what we need in this area.
Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká ní ìṣòro torí ẹ̀ ìṣòro tó wà ò kọjá pé a ò ní ọjà kankan rárá ní Alápẹ̀rẹ̀ ànájà ọjà yẹn gangan ní ìṣòro wa àdẹ̀bẹ̀ wọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wa tó bá lè fún wa ní ọjà á jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó máa dùn mọ́ wa nú torí ìsìnkú mi ní àkọ́kọ́ chairman àwọn tó yẹ pé chairman tọ́jú wà àdẹ̀ trying pa ti ọjà yẹn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fún wa ní ọjà kankan á dẹ̀ bẹ̀ wọ́n ní tó bá lè fún wa ní ọjà á dùn mọ́ àánú púpọ̀.
as we proceed to the conversations right before that, I will be introducing members of the Lagos Talks team. As heard by our managing director that it is our 6th year anniversary. So we are celebrating 6 years of thought-provoking conversations. So I will be starting off with the very first show that you hear in the morning. If you tune into Lagos Talks 91.3, weekdays, that is Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. The name of that particular show is called the Early Edition, which is hosted by our compare today, Adu Ayeni. A round of applause, please. Following that, because that runs from 6 a.m. all the way down to 11 a.m., so from 11 a.m. all the way down to 4 p.m., it is called the Midday Show, which is hosted by myself, Ifunanya Igwe. And right after that is the live PM all the way down to 9 p.m. Would you come up to the stage, please? And then right after that is the late edition, and that is hosted by Kofi Bartels. And we have Lawale, yes, you're supposed to be here. And I would also be inviting the host of the weekend show. He goes by the name Kayode Iposu. And the cherry, but with a prime focus towards politics and sports. Now we have the extraordinary Joseph Faulkner, who is the head of the sports team on Lagos Talks 91.3. So this is the dream team, I should say, and they have definitely been what of, like I mentioned, transformative, life-changing, conversational, nation-building, entertaining, and the list goes on and on. A round of applause for them as well. And it doesn't stop here, you know. They may not be able to come on the stage, but it takes a village, right? It's not just the on-air personalities here that make Lagos Talks what it is. We have several departments. I would definitely love to appreciate the editorial department, one that we just added to our team, and they have been absolutely amazing. From Joy Eguda, who is the community manager. She's over there working. We have Obinna Obiuru, who is right there at the back as well. Trust Johnny Nonse, he's not here, he's in the studio trying to ensure that everything is on track, as well as Paula Chine, who is in the studio. Round of applause once again. All right, our compare extraordinaire, take it away.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause for my beautiful and handsome colleagues. And the honorable. All right. I hope you are having a great time with us this morning on the conversations we are going on with. Now, we are getting closer and closer to the crux of the matter, because I know the reason why a lot of us are here is so that we can have that one-on-one opportunity with those who are the helm of affairs. The truth is, it takes cooperation between the governed, and the government for any society to work. So in as much as I know a lot of us would have things to say regarding what has been done, what has not been done, remember that your cooperation, my cooperation, is most important. Now, without further ado, to coordinate the panelist session that will be having our panelists and keynote speakers speak, radio host for the weekend shows on Lagos Talks. He's also on the leadership team of Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. He was introduced earlier, and we've nicknamed him Honorable. I'm talking about none other than Oluwakayode Iposu, and he's joining me today on the stage. Good morning, Kayode. How are you today?
Good morning, Adu. I'm doing great, and I hope you're doing well too.
Oh, yes, I'm doing well. Is your microphone on now?
It is on. So.
Okay.
All right, and good morning, everybody. I hope we are having a good time here. If we're excited to be here, can we just put our hands together for ourselves, please? And irrespective of whatever we do, the team has been introduced. You've seen some of the faces to the voices you hear on a daily basis. Some are weekends. And you've heard of the team that is working behind. But for a station to be successful, for a station and the team to be making impact, you need great management. Unfortunately, a lot of our management staff are not around to contribute to what we are doing right here today, but they've been the ones backing us, giving us the support that we need, making it possible for us to arrive here. So I'd like us all in the hall to join us, the production team, to appreciate the management of Lagos Talks, represented here by MD, Mr. Chris Ubosi. Let's put our hands together for him, please. All right, so we're going into the crux of the matter while we're here today. We're here to have a conversation, and Lagos Talks is not just about having talks.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to talk, it's another thing to communicate. You can actually speak for a whole day, and nobody has anything to take home, but you can speak for just 1 minute, and it's a punchy line. And so at Lagos Talks, we understand this fact, and we try to choose our words well. We try to make impact, which is one of the reasons we are doing these town hall meetings, making it possible for people to speak right. Like we saw in the video, you realize that a lot of people at times, we ask local governments questions we should be asking state governments. We ask state governments questions we should be asking federal government. We are asking for power. You're asking for certain things that are not within the purview of the local government. And then you get angry at the local government chairman or his team for not providing what they are not empowered by law to provide. We know get light. This chairman is useless. I don't know how useful it can be with that. So part of what we do, the reason we do this program, is to educate people, to let them know that, okay, this is the responsibility of this person. This is who to go to. And more importantly, if you're having challenges, it's not just about accusing. It's about approaching, communicating, and interacting with the people. Because we know that when you talk of politicians, a lot of Nigerians see them as not them. So it's them against us. But we're trying to bridge that gap to say, you know what, these are your politicians, they're accessible, they've come to you. What do you have to say? Just ask questions, make suggestions, because politicians are open to suggestions. I dare say that during the last meeting we had, somebody actually got comments were taken, and somebody got a job.
Somebody got a job on the spot.
Yes, somebody got a job. And I've decided that today, should the chairman decide to give a job out, Mr. Obosi, sir, you might lose a staff, because I might just go with him.
You want to go?
You join me too, right? Because I've heard the way people have praised the chairman today, I mean, maybe I'll just go with him and see if I will just join the team, commuting all the way from the island to here daily. So, well, and before we continue with the panel session, I think it's important that we also appreciate the Agboyi-Ketu LCDA for opening up their doors. It's not, okay, this might not sound politically right, but I'll need to say it. A lot of local council development areas or LGs that you approach that, let's come to your place for a town hall meeting. They won't allow you because they know they don't have anything to show. They'll just avoid you and toss you around. Okay, I thought you were clapping,
not so
sir.
Here. A round of applause.
All right. They will just tell you, oh, no, we're not interested. They won't tell you, we do our own town hall. And I say, let's see pictures. I say, don't worry, we do our own town hall. But for him to open up his doors means that he knows they're working for the people, they're making impact, and they are ready. They are ready to listen to critics and get feedback and be able to speak. Being a young man, we're saying we want the younger. It doesn't fall within the category of youth, I doubt. Although in Nigeria, we often call 45-year-old people youth. I don't know how.
Interesting, I must say. Yeah.
You know, but when we say we want younger minds, I believe that this is part of things. Okay, let's hear the people. Let's speak to them. Let them speak to us, and let's move on. Adu.
Thank you very much, Kayode.
Right.
So I know that we're about to bring the panelists upstage to have the conversation, but I know there are a couple of things that need to be shown on the multimedia screen to herald that. So that will happen, and then The panelists will be prepared for their session, and they'll all come up, and then we can have the interaction. Kayode will be the one to ask the questions, and of course, we'll give you an opportunity as well to ask the question. If you're online, you can send your questions to the chat options on both Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. So please pay attention to the screens. We'll be right back.
All right, and well, all right. All right, so, well, you know, I spoke about earlier on about communicating and speaking rights, and I'm going to give you a scenario that happened. A 4-year-old child, I hope everybody understands this, a 4-year-old child goes home and goes to the parents to say, Mommy, you know, the mom and dad were there, it's a young couple in their 30s, and shouts, Mommy, Mommy, I need a doggy. I need a doggy. And mommy and daddy got angry. Shut up, where did you learn that? And they chased the child away. So the child walks away, sad, wondering, what have I said? Just walks away. Then, later in the evening, they were watching a cartoon, and there's this character, a dog, that is called Doggy. And the child now said, Mommy, I want a doggy. But before they could shout at the child again, they realized what the child was pointing at. So, then they felt bad. So why were we shouting at this guy all along? I mean, so what we're saying here is that at times, Mr. A might speak and mean X, but Mr. B hears it and feels Y. Because we are influenced by we're exposed to, the experience we've had, and all the things that we do. And those are the things we want to kill here today. So when we are speaking, let's make sure that we open up our minds. We're ready to receive. We're ready to appreciate what the speakers will tell us today. Remember, one of the ladies in the video said, they are doing it, but people don't believe. That doesn't mean they're not doing it. They're doing it, but you don't believe. So you need to, first of all, believe and take in whatever is being said, and for us to be able to make good use of our meeting today. For us, this is not just a talk shop. It's a place where we get a lot of impact. And to address that, the theme for today's program is politics as a catalyst for change. Because a lot of people see politicians as, don't mind them. But we'd like to point out the things that politics brings to the table for the nation, for the individual, for the community, for everybody. And to do that, there is no other person than an experienced politician who is a mother figure to the local council area and Lagos at large, and influential in Nigerian politics, somebody who understands the actual acronym of politics. Politics is not just spelled P-O-L-I-T-I-C-S. There's an acronym. Probably she'll tell us that later on. But there is no other person than Honorable Mrs. Yetunde Arobieke. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Please join me, ma'am, to give your keynote address today on politics as a catalyst to change. If you're clapping for her, please do that till she gets to the stage. Let's keep clapping. Let's appreciate her.
Thank you very much. Please, thank you. You're seated already. I wanted to say, can we be seated? Thank you very, very much. I say good morning to everybody. And I'm happy to be in your midst. the Executive Chairman, Agboyi-Ketu LCDA, my darling son, political son, Mayor Dele Oshinowo. I think he deserves a round and round of applause. Thank you very much. The State Treasurer, one of our leaders in this great LCDA, Honorable Abiodun Aigbe. The Oba of Agboyi, Oba Monsur Oladega. Kabiesi o, Alaketu. Very proud to call him. I made him an Oba. Abi Baba. Kabiesi sir. I was the chairman of Agboyi-Ketu when he was coronated. Oba Isiaka Ojero. Okay. The chairman of Agboyi-Ketu CDC, Shiv R.O. Ajayi, all the lawmakers of Agboyi-Ketu, our wonderful councillors, I'm sure they are seated somewhere. Where are they? You're well recognized. All our candidates from the House of Rep, Mrs. Kafilat Ogbara, to our second timer, my darling brother, the Laha, Mr. Honorable Femi Sayed, the organizers of this great, fantastic event. I say fantastic because, you know, it's a golden opportunity when the governed liaise with the people that govern them and they're able to ask questions, things that they do not know. Exactly like someone saying, the chairman of the local government is in charge of PHCN. When the state is not even in charge of PHCN, it's the federal government and it's in the exclusive list. So in a forum like this, we get to have added knowledge to the things we know and the things we ought to know. Thank you very much, the convener of this wonderful Lagos Talk Town Hall meeting. Thank you very much. We didn't have this opportunity when we were chairman, and a lot of people who kept on putting the cart before the horse, talking about the things the federal government should do and asking the governor to do it, and the things that the state should do, wondering why is local government not doing it. It doesn't have the financial capacity to do it. Thank you very much. So, Managing Director of Mega Electrics of Lagos State Talk Show 91.3. Then the secretary to the local government, here seated, my dear brother, I recognize you. All the panelists, Comrade Shino, sorry, I'm very sorry, Comrade Alex Omotensha. No, sorry if I pronounce it wrongly. This is the way I see it written here. Sorry, I'm very sorry. Do I have La Costa chairman here? La Costa chairman Agboyi-Ketu? No, this is really a town hall meeting. Then Mrs. Anyway, I wanted to call Mrs. Agboyi. I don't know how the way it's written here. It's so funny. Then student of the Comprehensive Junior High School. I greet you this morning. Good morning, all of you. Good morning. You are here to actually learn, and I will appreciate if you listen very well. It is my pleasure to be here among my people to speak to the current topic, politics as a catalyst for change. This could not have come at a better time given the currency of the topic to the extant political reality in Nigeria. Our great country is about to enter into another political transition with implication for electioneering and ultimately a change in the government and public policies. The relevance of this imminent democratic process and its capabilities to activate a change that will affect directly the voyage of a ship of state, the collective destinies of the citizen, and generally our society cannot be well-defined politics, both literally and sincerely as a stimulus for change. The Oxford Learned Dictionary defines politics as the activities involved in getting and using power in public life and being able to influence decisions that affect a country or a society. On this part, on achieving and using power. Yet another exposition define politics as a set of activities that are associated with making decisions in groups or other forms of power relations. Views politics as a way of determining who gets what, when, and how. To him, it is also about the distribution of value patterns in society. Others. Don't worry, my mothers, or in bottles, when the time comes. Based on the foregoing and policies, and what this implies is that the feedback from our political system are the aggregate of inputs fed into it in terms of actions or inaccorded and is being administered when it is understood that it is policies and actions are a veritable gag on our national and individual well-being. The reality of this